Have you ever felt a quiet ache in your soul, a whisper that you're meant for more, yet the weight of doubt and struggle keeps you anchored in place? Do you lie awake at night, wondering if the dreams burning in your heart will ever see the light of day, or if the burdens you carry will ever lift? This moment, right now, is no accident. It's a divine summons, a sacred call from the Creator himself, beckoning you to pause and listen to a message that could transform your life forever. You're not here by chance. You've been drawn by a force greater than yourself, a holy invitation to step into the extraordinary destiny God has prepared for you. This is more than a message, it's a divine wake-up call, a loving yet urgent plea from God's heart, grieving not because you've failed, but because you've yet to fully embrace the abundant, purpose-filled life He's destined for you. Stay with me, because what's about to unfold is a revelation so powerful, it will shift the very foundation of your existence and set you on a path of unstoppable transformation. This isn't just another fleeting moment of inspiration. It's a sacred encounter, a divine moment where God is speaking directly to your spirit, urging you to rise and claim the inheritance He's reserved for you. You are chosen not by chance, but by divine design, handpicked by the Creator to walk in a life overflowing with provision, purpose, and joy. The struggles you've faced, the financial pressures, the sleepless nights, the moments when you questioned if God even saw your penar, not the end of your story. They're the prelude to a breakthrough so profound, it will leave you in awe of God's faithfulness. God's heart is heavy, not with anger, but with a father's love, longing for you to step into the fullness of His plan. He sees the greatness within you, the dreams He planted, the purpose He designed, and He's calling you now to let go of the doubts and fears that have held you back. Picture a vast, endless ocean, its waves carrying divine promises, crashing toward you with unstoppable force. This ocean is God's provision, His abundance, His unwavering commitment to your future. The Bible declares in Psalm 23:1, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." This isn't a vague hope, it's a covenant from the God who formed the galaxies, who knows every hair on your head, and who has promised to supply your every need. Your season of lack is fading, and a season of overflow is dawning. The financial burdens, the unfulfilled dreams, the moments of despair, they're about to give way to a life where every need is met, every vision comes to life, and every purpose is fulfilled. If this stirs something deep within you, if you feel a spark of hope igniting amidst the weight of your struggles, let's take a moment to connect. Hit the subscribe button to join a community of thousands who are awakening to their divine purpose. People just like you who felt the ache of not enough, but are ready to step into God's more than enough. And in the comments below, leave a number 1, 2, 3, or 4 to declare to the heavens that you're claiming this promise. Maybe you've felt alone, wondering if your dreams are too big or your struggles too heavy. But subscribing is your way of saying, I'm not alone, and I'm ready for my breakthrough. Your comment is a bold step, a signal that you're ready to rise. Let's walk this path together. Let's dive deeper into what this divine calling means for you. This isn't just about financial relief, though God is ready to pour out resources that will astonish you. It's about a life transformed in overflow of peace, joy, and purpose that fills every corner of your being. Imagine waking up each day with unshakable confidence, knowing that God has gone before you, aligning every detail for your success. Picture the freedom of pursuing your dreams without fear, a business that changes lives, a passion that inspires others, or the ability to give generously without worry. This is the life God intended for you, a life where His provision empowers you to live boldly, love deeply, and shine brightly. God's abundance isn't about chasing wealth for its own sake. It's a divine tool to fulfill the purpose He's placed in your heart. Philippians 4:19 assures us, "And my God will supply every need of yours, according to His riches in glory in Christ Jesus." This is a promise, not a possibility. When God says He will provide, He means it. When He declares blessings are coming, they're already on their way. Have you ever felt a stirring, a sense that something greater is just beyond your reach? That's the Holy Spirit nudging you, reminding you that your breakthrough is closer than you think. Your struggles have not gone unnoticed. Every tear, every prayer, every moment you've pressed forward, despite the odds, God has seen it all. He's been working behind the scenes, orchestrating every detail to bring you to this moment. Think of Joseph, sold into slavery, imprisoned, and forgotten. Yet God was with him, turning every trial into a step toward his destiny. From a pit to a palace, Joseph became a leader who saved nations. Your story mirrors his. The challenges you've faced weren't meant to destroy you, they were meant to prepare you for the purpose, provision, and impact now within your grasp. If Joseph's journey speaks to your heart, if you've felt the sting of setbacks but sense a turning point, let's make this moment real. Subscribe to this channel to stay surrounded by messages that fuel your faith and remind you of God's plan. And leave a number 1, 2, 3, or 4 in the comments to proclaim that you're ready to move from the pit to the palace God has prepared. Maybe you've felt trapped by your circumstances, but subscribing and commenting is your way of saying, I'm ready to rise. Let's keep moving forward together. This divine provision isn't something you need to earn or beg for, it's yours, sealed by God's promise and activated by your faith. The world may tell you that success comes from hustle, competition, or luck, but God's economy is different. His provision flows from trust, alignment, and surrender to His will. When you walk in His purpose, resources follow. Doors open that no one can close. Opportunities arise that defy explanation. Connections form that feel heaven-sent because they are. This is the power of God's provision, moving through His Spirit to transform your life. Confidence is the key to receiving what God has for you, not pride, but a holy assurance that you are His child, called by name, destined for greatness. When you embrace this truth, everything changes. You walk with a new strength, speak with a new authority, dream with a new boldness. People notice. They see the light in your eyes, the peace in your presence, the certainty in your steps. This confidence draws favor, opportunities, and divine resources to you. Jeremiah 29:11 declares, For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope. God's plan is your prosperity, your hope, your future. Every step in faith brings you closer to it. If this vision of confidence stirs your soul, if you're ready to walk in the boldness God has given you, let's take a step together. Subscribe to this channel to join a community that's rooting for your rise, reminding you that you're not alone in this journey. And leave a number 1, 2, 3, or 4 in the comments to declare that you're ready to embrace your divine identity. Maybe you've doubted your worth, felt unworthy of greatness, but subscribing and commenting is your way of saying, I am chosen, and I'm ready to shine. Let's keep going. Doubters may surround you, those who question your dreams, dim your light, or misunderstand your journey. They may criticize or doubt your rise, but hear this, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. As Isaiah 54:17 promises, when God favors you, no opinion can stop you. When He pours out His provision, no obstacle can block it. Those who doubt you today will soon stand in awe, witnessing the undeniable evidence of God's hand on your life. Your success will be a living testimony, a beacon of His faithfulness, showing the world that His promises are true. Imagine a life free from financial worry, where peace fills your heart, and every step is guided by divine favor. Envision the joy of having more than enough, not just to survive, but to thrive, to give generously, to make a difference. This isn't about greed, it's about living in the overflow of God's grace, where your blessings become a source of hope for others. Picture yourself supporting causes that matter, building a legacy that inspires, living a life that radiates God's love. Take inspiration from Esther, an orphan who became a queen, chosen by God to save her people. She didn't seek power, but God positioned her for purpose. Her courage and faith opened doors no one could have foreseen. You too are in a divine moment, positioned for impact, called to rise. The resources flowing to you are part of God's plan to make you a vessel of His glory, to show the world what happens when you trust His will. If Esther's story sparks a fire in your heart, if you feel ready to step into your own divine moment, let's make it real. Subscribe to this channel to stay connected to messages that fuel your purpose and remind you of your calling, and leave a number 1, 2, 3, or 4 in the comments to proclaim that you're ready to embrace the role God has for you. Maybe you've felt overlooked or insignificant, but subscribing and commenting is your way of saying, I'm ready to make a difference. Let's move forward together. This is not a time to hesitate. God's call is urgent, urging you to rise and claim the abundance He's promised. The world may say that wealth is for the few, that dreams are unrealistic, that you're not enough. But God declares otherwise. He says you are chosen, favored, destined for greatness. The divine resources flowing to you are proof of His love, His trust in you, His plan for your life. How do you prepare for this provision? First, align your heart with God's purpose. Spend time in prayer, seeking His guidance, asking Him to reveal the path He's set for you. Proverbs 3:5-6 says, Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge Him, and He will make straight your paths. When you trust God fully, He directs your steps, leading you to the resources and opportunities He's promised. Second, embrace a mindset of abundance. The world may sow seeds of scarcity, but you must reject those lies. Replace them with God's truth. You are blessed, favored, destined for overflow. Speak affirmations daily. Declare that divine provision is yours, that doors are opening, that God's promises are true. Proverbs 18:21 reminds us, death and life are in the power of the tongue. Speak life over your finances, your dreams, your future, and watch God move. Third, act in faith. Faith isn't passive, it's active. It's taking steps even when the path isn't clear. Maybe it's starting that project you've dreamed of, investing in your growth, or reaching out to a new connection. Every step in faith is a step toward God's provision. As you move, He aligns circumstances, brings the right people, and opens doors you never imagined. If these steps feel like a roadmap to your destiny, if you're ready to align, believe, and act, let's commit to them together. Subscribe to this channel to stay surrounded by a community that believes in your journey and lifts your spirit. And leave a number 1, 2, 3, or 4 in the comments to declare that you're ready to take action toward God's promises. Maybe you've hesitated before, afraid to step out. But subscribing and commenting is your way of saying, I'm ready to move forward. Let's keep pushing ahead. Gratitude is a powerful key to unlocking God's provision. Gratitude isn't just a feeling, it's a force that shifts atmospheres and invites miracles. When you thank God for what you have, you open the door for more. Start each day thanking Him for His provision, for the blessings on their way, for the opportunities He's preparing. 1 Thessalonians 5:18 says, Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you. Gratitude aligns your heart with God's abundance, preparing you to receive His overflow. Imagine the impact of this provision in your life. Picture yourself free from debt, free from stress, living with purpose and passion. Envision the joy of giving generously, supporting causes that matter, leaving a legacy that inspires. This isn't a dream, it's God's promise. His divine resources are about empowering you to live your calling, to make a difference, to shine as a beacon of His love. Take inspiration from David, a shepherd boy who became a king. He didn't start with wealth or power, but he had faith in God's calling. When he faced Goliath, he trusted in the Lord, and God gave him victory, positioning him for a life of purpose and provision. You too face giants' financial struggles, doubts, fears, but like David, you have God's power on your side. His divine resources are your strengths to overcome every obstacle and step into the abundance He's promised. If David's courage stirs your heart, if you're ready to face your giants with faith, let's stand together. Subscribe to this channel to keep receiving messages that strengthen your resolve and remind you of God's power. And leave a number 1, 2, 3, or 4 in the comments to proclaim that you're ready to fight for your destiny. Maybe you've felt overwhelmed by your challenges, but subscribing and commenting is your way of saying, I trust God to lead me to victory. Let's keep moving. This is not a time for hesitation. The divine resources are here, ready for you to claim. The world may try to hold you back, but God is calling you forward. Doubts may whisper, but His truth roars louder. Obstacles may loom, but His provision overcomes them. You are chosen, favored, destined for greatness. Step into this season with boldness, knowing that God's promises are unfolding right now. Let's activate this truth together. Subscribe to this channel to join thousands walking this path of divine destiny. A community that's here to remind you that your breakthrough is near. And leave a number 1, 2, 3, or 4 in the comments to declare that you're ready to receive God's provision. Maybe you've felt stuck, unsure if change is possible, but subscribing and commenting is your way of saying, I'm ready for freedom. Let's keep going. Your abundance isn't just for you, it's for God's kingdom, for building, giving, and transforming lives. Imagine the impact of living in God's overflow. You can fund ministries, support dreams, help those in need, and create a legacy that echoes through generations. Your provision is a tool, a divine resource to make a difference. Take inspiration from Solomon, who asked for wisdom and received wealth beyond measure. His riches were a testament to God's glory, a means to build a temple and lead a nation. You, too, are called to use your resources for a higher purpose, whether it's starting a business, supporting a cause, or living a life that inspires others. If Solomon's story sparks a vision of impact in you, if you're ready to use your blessings for God's glory, let's make it a reality. Subscribe to this channel to stay connected to messages that fuel your purpose and remind you of your calling. And leave a number 1, 2, 3, or 4 in the comments to declare that you're ready to build a legacy. Maybe you've wondered if your life could make a difference. But subscribing and commenting is your way of saying, I'm ready to impact the world. Let's keep going. These divine resources come with a responsibility to steward them well, to use them wisely, to live in alignment with God's will. Luke 16:10 says, Whoever is faithful in a very little is faithful also in much. As you steward what God gives you, He will entrust you with more. Your obedience, faith, and gratitude are the keys to unlocking greater blessings. Expectation is a powerful force. When you expect God's provision, you position yourself to receive it. Expectation is faith in action, a declaration that you believe His promises. Expect resources to flow, doors to open, opportunities to come. Mark 11:24 says, Whatever you ask in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours. Believe that the abundance is yours, that the future God promised is yours. As you walk in this season, your perspective will shift. Where you saw lack, you'll see opportunity. Where you felt fear, you'll find peace. Where you doubted, you'll walk in confidence. This is the power of God's transformation. His divine resources are not just changing your circumstances, they're changing your heart, mind, and spirit, shaping you into the person God created you to be. Take inspiration from the widow in 2 Kings 4, who had only a small jar of oil. Through faith and obedience, God multiplied it to pay her debts and provide for her future. You may feel like you have little, but God can take your little and make it much. He can multiply your resources, opportunities, and impact. Trust Him, and your jar of oil will overflow with divine provision. If the widow's story gives you hope, if you're ready to trust God with your little, let's claim that miracle together. Subscribe to this channel to stay surrounded by stories of faith that remind you of God's power to multiply. And leave a number 1, 2, 3, or 4 in the comments to declare that you're ready for God to turn your little into much. Maybe you've felt like you don't have enough to start, but subscribing and commenting is your way of saying, I trust God to multiply my resources. Let's keep moving forward. This is a time to press forward, to claim the promises God has spoken over your life. The divine resources are not just a blessing, they're a mandate, a call to step into your purpose with boldness. The world needs your light, your gifts, your abundance. You're not here to play small. You're here to shine, to rise, to make a difference. Community is vital in this season. Surround yourself with those who believe in God's promises, who uplift you, who inspire you to dream bigger. Ecclesiastes 4:9-10 says, "Two are better than one, because they have a good reward for their toil. For if they fall, one will lift up his fellow." Find your tribe, those who pray with you, dream with you, and celebrate God's provision with you. Together, you'll amplify the power of His blessings. Imagine the legacy you'll leave. The divine resources are not just for today's, they're for generations to come. Your wealth will create opportunities for your children, your community, your world. It will fund dreams, support causes, and spread God's love in ways you can't yet imagine. You're building a legacy of faith, generosity, and impact. Every dollar, every opportunity, every dream is a seed planted for a future harvest. If this vision of legacy and community excites you, if you're ready to build something that lasts, let's do it together. Subscribe to this channel to join a tribe of believers who are creating a lasting impact. And leave a number 1, 2, 3, or 4 in the comments to declare that you're ready to leave a legacy for God's kingdom. Maybe you've felt like your life is just about surviving, but subscribing and commenting is your way of saying, I'm ready to thrive. Let's keep going. This is your moment to shine. The divine resources are a sign that God is moving, that His promises are unfolding, that His plan for you is coming to pass. Don't let doubt, fear, or others' opinions hold you back. Step boldly into this season of abundance. Declare, I am ready. I am chosen. I am favored. Divine resources are mine. The heavens are listening, and God is ready to pour out blessings that will leave you in awe. Let's pause one more time to activate this truth. Subscribe to this channel to stay connected to a community that's walking this path with you, believing in the promises God has for you. And leave a number 1, 2, 3, or 4 in the comments to proclaim that you're ready to receive God's provision. Maybe you've felt like your dreams were too big, but subscribing and commenting is your way of saying, I trust God to make them real. Let's continue this journey together. The journey to abundance isn't always easy. There will be moments of doubt, times when the enemy whispers lies, moments when the world tries to pull you back, but you are stronger than those moments. You are chosen, equipped with God's Spirit, armed with His promises, destined for greatness. Romans 8:31 says, If God is for us, who can be against us? No one can stand against the divine resources God is releasing into your life. Take inspiration from Ruth, who trusted God through uncertainty. She left everything familiar to follow His leading, and God rewarded her faith with abundance, love, and a place in His story. You too are called to trust, to step out in faith, to follow God's leading. The divine resources are your reward, your provision, your testimony to His faithfulness. Trust Him and watch how He moves. This is your season. The divine resources are releasing, doors are opening, blessings are flowing. You're not here by accident. You're here by divine appointment, chosen to receive, to rise, to shine. Embrace this moment with faith, boldness, and gratitude. Declare, I am ready to receive God's divine resources. I am ready to step into my purpose. I am ready to shine. The heavens are aligning, the resources are coming, and your life is about to be transformed in ways you never thought possible. Let's keep this message alive. Subscribe to this channel to stay connected to the truth that God's promises are for you, to join a community that's cheering for your breakthrough, and leave a number 1, 2, 3, or 4 in the comments to declare that you're ready for your divine appointment. Maybe you've felt like your moment hasn't come, but subscribing and commenting is your way of saying, my time is now. Let's walk this path together, knowing that God's provision is already flowing, carrying you toward a future of abundance, purpose, and unshakable faith.